Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new thrifting haul right here on Night Owl Video. Thank you for tuning in today. I was off last week. I just didn't have anything to do, I guess, for a video. Although I did watch a few movies, so I'll probably have some reviews coming up soon. Today, though, is another thrifting haul, stuff I found over the last couple weeks. Yeah, my Value Village had somebody must have offloaded their whole TV DVD set collection, and there was quite a bit of good stuff to find. So I picked up some of that. Nothing too crazy. So I just got out of the shower. My hair's all gnarly. But yeah, I'll show you what I got. But first, we're gonna start with some vinyl. I think, let's see. Yeah, two of these were from like a week ago, and one was like from several weeks ago that I forgot to show. So maybe I'll start with that one. It is Marvin Gay, his classic duets. Excellent record. This has Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, Marvin Gaye and Mary Wells, Marvin Gaye and Kim Weston, and of course the incomparable Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross. This has like look at this. I love the artwork on this is great. It's that sort of cool, like retro looking, old school style. This is from Motown from 2020, and it has like a couple tracks by each duet, so you get a little cross section there. Of course, last week I showed you I got the Marvin Gaye and Diana Ross album, which I think they did more than one, as far as I know, but I got that real classic one, the Marvin and Diana, I think it's just called. So excellent record for springtime. Put a little step in your a little beat in your step. I don't know what the saying is. Gets you moving. Speaking of moving, I found Dead or Alive Youthquake. This is from 1985 on CBS Records. I'm sure lots of people know the song You Spin Me Round Like a Record, in brackets. Yeah, I found this. So all those movies I showed you a couple weeks ago, I did trade them into a local sort of like movie music, not a pawn shop, but like a thrift shop, I guess. But they do take vinyl and DVDs and stuff like that. I gave them my whole DVD collection, minus the really good ones. And I got like almost $180 in credit. So I was really happy with that. So shout out to Rainbow's End in Wolfville. And I grabbed this record with some of my credit. This was 15-year-old me. If you went back in time and said, what are you listening to on your Walkman? It would have been Dead or Alive Youthquake. It's like, it's definitely more like disco, like dance music, like, 85, I was really into like Billy Idol and Platinum Blonde and the Fix and Tears for Fears, and this one came out of nowhere, and I just thought it was cool. Kind of had, I mean, it wasn't goth, obviously, but it had a bit of a darker edge to it. There's the band. Of course, Pete Burns, lead singer, was... I didn't know it at the time, but obviously it was going to be a big role model for me as far as like fashion and identity and music and everything. So shout out to Pete Burns. Rest in peace, buddy. So yeah, that was a really cool find. I put it on. I did a little disco dancing here in my apartment, and it just took me right back to walking to school in 1985 across Prospect Street to Fredericton High School. And I thought I was just bitching, you know. I'm sure, like I'm sure I wasn't, but I thought I was really cool. And that album was definitely like, I know it's cliche to say soundtrack to your life, but really that record was so prevalent for me in 1985. And then the last piece of vinyl I got is totally different. Miles Davis, Birth of the Cool. I got this at a store called Fanfare in New Minas, Nova Scotia. Shout out to Jody. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of jazz lately. I have Miles Davis Greatest Hits, and that's been on repeat on my car stereo. And I was like, it'd be really cool to have some jazz records. The only ones I have are like, I have like an Ornette Coleman free jazz. But I don't really have a lot of jazz on vinyl. I have some CDs. I've got a lot of John Coltrane. But yeah, I wanted to add some Miles Davis to my collection. I know Bitches Brew and Kind of Blue and all those ones are like the biggies, but I did do some research on this, and it turns out this is kind of a classic in his catalog. I'm not a big, like, I appreciate jazz, but I've just dipped my toes into it. Kind of like, I would say, well, like 6 or 7 years ago, I really didn't know a lot about prog rock, dipped my toes, and now I know a lot more. So I'm definitely going to be on the hunt for some more jazz vinyl. That's such a hipstery thing to say. I'm sorry. I don't know if I showed these off last time, but I got Howland Wolf, more Real Folk Blues. There's the Real Folk Blues, which is put out by MCA Records. I think these came out in 87. This one came out in 88. This has I don't know if any of these are like big hits for him, but it's really good. It sort of starts off the really crusty sounding like early blues, and then it works its way up into some later stuff, which is a bit more well produced. I did read the liner notes. Let's just see here. Yeah, so it starts out in 1953, so it's got that real, this would sound really nice on vinyl. And then it leads up to 1955. So I guess it doesn't go that far ahead in time. Originally released as Chess Records 1512. So the record itself was published in 1967, apparently, on Chess Records. But yeah, this is a cool collection. I always love me some Howlin' Wolf. There's actually a song on here where the lyrics are like, I'm the wolf. And it immediately I immediately realized, oh, Glenn Danzig, who I know is a big blues fan, especially this early stuff, he has a song called I'm the Wolf. So clearly nicked a little bit there. Speaking of blues, I got Lightnin' Hopkins. This is the very best of Lightnin' Hopkins. Folks, if you're looking for the real blues, Lightnin' Hopkins all the way, baby. There's him having a little bevy. Ray Charles says, it don't get no bluer than Lightnin' Hopkins. B.B. King said, Lightnin' had his own way and his own style. He helped bring blues to people who might never have heard them. He was a great one. Yeah, this is an excellent collection of Lightnin' Hopkins. I would say the only thing I was disappointed with is that Baby Please Don't Go is on here, but it's not a real strong version of it. I'd like to find like the real. There's a great version of that on YouTube if you want to go check it out, of him just playing his guitar, and it's excellent. Still though, you can't go wrong with some Lightnin'. Up next, I'm just peeling the price tags off these. I don't know really much about this artist, but it's Grimes. I know was she married to Elon Musk or something? These are some early Grimes CDs, so I decided to grab them just because I figure for $1.99, I'm probably not going to find these around for that price for long. This one it doesn't have a year on it, but I think this is on Arbutus Records. It's called Dion. No, sorry, Grimes. Dark Bloom Dion. Yeah, so I don't know much about it. I haven't listened to these yet, so I don't know. I know it's like that early kind of electro pop, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I first listened to Grimes around 2014 or 2015, and she just put out an album or a single, and then I think she scrapped the whole album. And I really liked the song I heard, but somebody was telling me that it wasn't really like good Grimes. It was like she was going more poppy. I got this one too, which is called Guidey Primes. This is also on Arbutus Records. Again, don't really know much about it, but these are definitely not ones I've ever seen in the thrift shop, so I decided to grab them. And the last one I got by Grimes is, I'll just leave the sticker on it. What's this one called? Halaxa. This is from 2010. It's got that kind of vaporwave kind of logo or design, almost like what do you call it, vaporwave kind of thing. I don't know. I'll check them out. If I don't like them, maybe I'll just sell them as a lot, see if anyone's interested. I'm sure they're worth more than $1.99 a piece, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because she was married to Elon Musk or had kids with him that people don't. Maybe that's why they were in the thrift store to begin with. I don't know. And then finally, I got this. I got this for $1 at an actual charity shop, the SPCA thrift shop, and it's Atlantic Soul Classics. This has Sam and Dave, Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, the Drifters, the Coasters, Ray Charles, Benny King, Percy Sledge, all the classics. Yeah, I put this on in the car. Instantly puts me in a good mood. This would be another one that would be kind of nice to have on vinyl. And actually, after I listened to Otis Redding, I used to have an Otis Redding Greatest Hits. I must have traded it at some point. But after I heard Otis Redding again, I was like, man, I got to get some Otis Redding in my collection because I do remember really liking Otis Redding. If you were a teenager in the 80s, of course, and you watched Pretty in Pink, you know that Ducky, the character Ducky, he's in the record store and he's talking about the record store owner puts on Otis Redding and he says, this is Otis. This, classic Otis. And I think that was the first time I ever heard that name. But yeah, years later, I got like his greatest hits and I was totally enthralled. So definitely going to be on the hunt for some of that. Now let's get into the DVDs, which is probably what most of you are waiting for. Nothing exciting off the top, guys. I know somebody made a comment on one of my videos saying like the used CDs at the library are better than the ones that you have. Fair. On some of them, fair. Although your library must have really good movies because I think that was the video that had like Piranha and like all these cool cult movies. So I was like, man, I got to find out what library you go to because my library doesn't even have used DVDs for sale. But anyway, I decided to grab with some of my credit at that shop. I got Titan AE. This is from 1998, I think. It's an animated movie. It's the screenplay was partially written by Josh Whedon, directed by Don Bluth, who of course is a very famous animator. Has the voices of Matt Damon, Bill Pullman, John Leguizamo, Janine Garofalo, and Drew Barrymore. But yeah, this is a cool little movie. I remember watching this when it came out on VHS, and I thought it was pretty cool. Of course, the taglines are on the front. It says, Hollywood Bites says, this is the movie Star Wars fans have been waiting for. So, of course, I was immediately curious. Definitely not the movie Star Wars fans were waiting for, but not a bad little animated short. Or movie, I should say. It's a little dated now. The comedy's a little, I don't know. It's a little goofy, but I still enjoy it. It'll be kind of a rainy afternoon, kind of cozy matinee movie. This one I've never seen, but I've heard great things about, or maybe that it's like not an easy movie to find, although I think the second one is harder to find. I remember, what's his name? Sean C. Phillips was talking about this on his channel. If you don't know Sean C. Phillips, go check out his channel, and he makes movies now, but he was always on the hunt for Freeway 2, I think, in some of his thrifting videos. And I saw this one. It was real cheap. It was $2, so I decided to add this to my collection. It's Kiefer Sutherland and Reese Witherspoon, or I shouldn't say I added it to my collection. I'm going to check it out, see if I like it. This was written and directed by Matthew Bright, who I don't know. It's from 1996. Let's see who else. Oh, Dan Hedaya is in this. Amanda Plummer, Brooke Shields, music by Danny Elfman. So yeah, I'm willing to check it out. I think it's like some kind of action. It's a set off on a Kiefer Sutherland and Reese Witherspoon set off on a trip through a weird world of fast food, faster kicks, and one darkly funny adventure after another. In this film, the Sundance Film Festival calls, quote, a unique galvanizing experience, unquote. Not really a flattering quote there, but I'll check it out. See if there's anything good in there. And then this I was really happy to find. I paid $8 for it, which was kind of high, but I think you don't see this around a lot. At least I've never seen it around, and that's Tim Burton's Big Eyes with Christoph Waltz and Amy Adams. This is based on the life story of, damn, it doesn't say. Oh, well, so this is an interesting movie because the true life story is the lady who painted these pictures, which some of you have probably seen. All of the people in the pictures have big eyes. Margaret Keane, I think her name was. And this was in the late 50s, early 60s. And so she got famous with those paintings, but I think there was some kind of confusion around it, and everybody thought he was actually painting them. And so she got really upset because he was taking all the credit for them. And at some point, she decided, like, no, I'm going to tell the world the truth. And this is the story of those folks and these paintings. And it was kind of heartwarming. I like Tim Burton and felt like I wanted to add that to my collection for my little Tim Burton. I should maybe make like a little shelf for my Tim Burton movies, but yeah, I didn't have that one in my collection, so I decided to add it. The next up, I got a Blu-ray. This is the Beatles one. This is all of their greatest hits, or a lot of their greatest hits. Of course, they have a lot. I haven't watched this yet to see. It's kind of cool. It's got a little booklet. It's got a mosaic of all kinds of pictures of them. The booklet has some photos and some text. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a collection of not only music videos, but also maybe like live things. So yeah, I'm curious to check this out. This is from 2015. Let's see if it says anything on here. Yeah, I think it's like maybe like those early music videos and then like them doing that song on top of the roof and all that stuff. So I'm gonna check it out. I've never seen this at the store, so I decided to grab that one. I got this one too, which was really cool. The Nightstalker and the Night Strangler double feature with the guy from Darren McGavin, who was the dad in A Christmas Story. And this is two made-for-TV movies from 1972 and 1973. I watched The Nightstalker the other night. It was pretty good. The only reason I grabbed it was because when you look it up online, it's listed as a horror. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but it's a very, like, obviously made for TV movie. You can see where the commercials would have been inserted, but it wasn't bad. Darren McGavin is excellent though as Kolchak, and I believe this went on to be a short limited run or a short run TV series as well. So I might look for that when I'm out. Now let's see. I think the rest of it TV. Okay. So I have 4 TV items, and then this one. This is still a factory sealed from Warner Brothers 4 Film Favorites series. This is Martial Arts. Still factory sealed. There was actually 2 copies of this factory sealed. There's Militant Eagle, The Prodigal Boxer, Moonlight Sword, and Jade Lion, and The Bloody Fists. So decided to grab this. Again, I am not an expert in martial arts films at all. But I am curious about the genre, if you will. Probably just, watching Kill Bill and Iron Monkey and Once Upon a Time in China and all that stuff back in the 90s and 2000s. And I've always had a curiosity for it. Of course, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, when that came out, that was for a long time, for years, I said that was my favorite movie of all time. So I do want to I have watched a few older ones that I didn't super love, but I am always open to seeing some more of these. I've got some Jackie Chan movies in my collection that I've never watched. I've got Police Story 1 and 2, which I did watch. I like those. So I think these are some older ones. I don't know if it says the years on them, but it doesn't appear to be the years are listed. But some of these, well, actually, the Bloody Fists actually. Yuen Wo Peng was the choreographer on The Matrix and the Kill Bill movies. He also does some stuff with the bloody fist. So yeah, again, much like Titan AE, it'll be just like a rainy Sunday afternoon. Okay, so the TV stuff. So I was pretty excited about this stuff because some of it was actually 2 of the 4 are still factory sealed. I think somebody was probably just collecting these through the years with the intention of watching them, and I'm guilty of this too, and then just didn't watch them and got rid of them, or maybe the person passed away, I don't know. But the first one up I got was Space 1999 Set 7. It's a 2 DVD set. This was put out by A&E back in the day when A&E put out some cool stuff. They did the Thunderbirds, which I have a couple of those. Yeah, I used to. I actually was. When I found this, I was thinking about my stepdad who passed away 6 years ago. Rest in peace, Dad. But every Saturday we would hang out. I guess I watched cartoons early in the morning, and then probably around like 11 or 12, we watched Space 1999, and we watched the original Star Trek series. And I just remember being like sidled up beside him and just watching these shows with complete awe of the spaceships and the special effects. And so these ones hold a special place for me in my heart and my soul. And so I have never come across these yet. So it's kind of, I know you can, I think you can get this whole series in like one slim case on Blu-ray, but there's something cool about these. I'll show you the discs. If I don't know if they're, no, I guess they're not any different. Same artwork, but yeah, so it could take me a while to collect these. Like I said in previous videos, I have some like Starsky and Hutch and The Incredible Hulk with Lou Ferrigno. I have like 2 or 3 seasons of each of those, but I don't have the full series. So I'm waiting to find those before I binge the whole series. So Space 1999 may be down the road, maybe when I'm in a retirement home. This was interesting because during the pandemic, I went to my local Giant Tiger department store, and they had a rack of DVDs. And they had Pee Wee Herman, and they also at my local grocery store had a DVD rack, and they had Pee Wee Herman Big Top Pee Wee, which I reviewed a few weeks ago. If you missed that, go back and check it out. But I didn't buy either of those. And then like the next week I was like, I watched Big Adventure, and then I was like, gosh, I gotta go get those Pee-wees. And when I went back, they were gone. So the interesting thing about this is I found Peewees Playhouse seasons 1 and 2, and it has the remnants of the Giant Tiger sticker. So I'm wondering if maybe this was the one that got snatched up and then somebody just got rid of it, or I don't know, or maybe somebody gifted it to somebody and then they just didn't want it. But anyway, it's still sealed. Peewees Playhouse seasons 1 and 2. I did not grow up with this show. By the time this show came out, I was like probably 18, 19, 20 years old. So I was well out of the game for kids TV, but I definitely loved Big Adventure, and I would catch the show from time to time, but I never really got invested in it because I was off doing other things, and just didn't get into it. It was a little past my childhood. So, and then the next 2 things I got are from the same series, and I'm really happy to add these to my collection. I got Ren and Stimpy, the 1st and 2nd seasons, and Ren and Stimpy season 3 and 3.5-ish. So you guys can let me know if this was, I guess this must be the full run. The 1st and 2nd seasons, it says, are uncut, so maybe there's some extra stuff in it. I don't know. But yeah, I used to watch. Now, this is a show I did watch in my early 20s. I used to go to a local bar with my friends after band practice, and that particular bar, you could get a pitcher of beer for like $5, and on the wall they had a TV. And I forget what night this was on, but every night after band practice, we would go drink some beer and watch Ren and Stimpy. And so I'm sure this will bring back lots of funny memories for me, but really happy to add this to the collection. I did see this actually a month or so ago at the Value Village, but the discs were all scratched, so I passed on it, and now I have it in my collection. So yeah, cool. Let me know if you are a Ren and Stimpy fan. This one is still factory sealed. There's Powdered Toast Man. This one, or one of them, can't remember, is it? My favorite episode is Space Madness. And one of these, I believe, this one does have Space Madness on it. So this is disc 1 of season 1. During a 36-year mission to the Crab Nebula, Commander Hoek succumbs to space madness and puts Cadet Stimpy in charge of the mysterious history eraser button. Excellent, hilarious, gross. I think this must have inspired the SpongeBob guy, because they used to do a lot of those like close-ups on the face where like there'd be like boogers and crusty bits and real gnarly stuff, and you know how sometimes they do that on SpongeBob. So yeah, so guys, that is my thrifting haul for this time around. Let me know what you thought. Kind of a mixed bag of stuff, really. Jazz, weird cartoons, Grimes, which I never have really listened to, just a lot of blues, lots of stuff. I like a lot of different stuff, unfortunately, for my bank account. Yeah. But I have discovered, which, and I'll sound like I'm trying to defend my collection and my spending, but in my defense, I do go through cycles with stuff. So right now, recently anyway, I've been going through jazz for music and westerns for movies. And so it's really cool for me. I love it when I can say, oh, I saw like, Rooster Cogburn. And then I go, gosh, I'm really in the mood for more westerns. And I can go to my shelf and find all kinds of westerns and have a little marathon. Or if I listen to a jazz record or a CD, and then I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I had some more jazz. Go in my collection and there's stuff waiting. So it's just like whatever mood I'm kind of in. So yeah, there were some other cool records at that shop I got the credit at that I was going to pick up. I saw a Bo Diddley record that I really wanted, but they were just gnarly, just what I would call beaters. So I just decided to pass on those for now. But guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this thrifting haul. Let me know if you found anything cool recently. People don't seem to do that in the comments, but I honestly, if you find something cool when you're out thrifting, or you get something cool online or whatever, eBay or whatever, yeah, post it in the comments. I love hearing, I love physical media and chatting about it. So let me know. And like I said, let me know if any of the stuff I showed you is stuff that you love or stuff that's in your collection. And that's it for today. The other cool thing about this time of year is it's spring cleanup. I don't know if it's spring cleanup in your area, but I got this amazing handmade wooden shelf out of the garbage. That is just like, it's beautiful. And I'm using it now in my closet for my movie collection. So I think I might do a little short video just showing you the shelf and then kind of like some of how I've arranged it. It's not completely done yet, but it's a work in progress. But yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff. The only reason that I'm half curious about it is because you may remember probably about 3 years ago, I went driving around looking for cool garbage, and I found cool garbage. And somebody had a box of VHS at the end of the driveway, and I got like nothing crazy weird, but like I got some X-Files VHS, and I got some Alien VHS, and I got some Scream VHS, and I got some Predator VHS. So ever since then, I'm always curious. I'm always slowing down by the end of people's driveways. I'm just wondering like what could be in those boxes. But I suppose a lot of people have caught on and realized they can get some money out of it, so they're taking it to the thrift shops or pawn shops or whatever. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well out there, taking care of yourselves and your friends and your family. And until next time, I will see you at the video store or the thrift store or just out and about somewhere. Maybe I'll meet up with you at the end of a driveway as we rummage through trash like a bunch of raccoons. But until then, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.